What's up, everybody? Welcome to Southern Hood Blocks, the old Florida Hood Blocks. Yes, we got a new name. What do you guys think about the new name? We're in Perry Hill, city of Montgomery. This is a kind of older neighborhood with some very charming houses. That's a lot of people are moving out of this area, so you know you can get a really good deal on some really nice Cape Cod and you know, just brick homes from the 50s. Different styles of homes here. This area is really affordable. Now, I've spent some time in this neighborhood already, enough to know that it looks quiet, but it does get active in the evenings. It kind of pops off here in the evening as people get out of work and stuff. So it's a quiet neighborhood, a very quiet vibe, but don't let that fool you. It does pop off here. It does get more active, especially it's really quiet in the mornings, and later on in the day it kind of gets a little hotter. So did you see somebody was getting shot at? I don't care. All right. But anyways, it looks very quiet, but you will run into activity. Cars fly through here at a fast speed. It's kind of a weird neighborhood. It kind of like it's quiet and pretty and charming, but then at the same time all of a sudden it can pop off. So it's an interesting community, for sure. Interesting. It seems like if you lived here, it's usually quiet. You know, there's not like environment, but then again, at the same time, you know. And it also depends on what side of Perry Hill you're on. Like, let's hop on over to Harrison real quick. This is Harrison. It also makes a huge difference. Like, some pockets are better than others. This pocket might not be the best one. It's got better spots. Let's try to get to a better area. Nice fields. Notice how they have window air conditioners in the school. So I already did Perry Hill. Look at a dump truck tire. So this is Forest Hill. It's part of the Perry Hill area. I already did this neighborhood, but I did not upload the video because when I first came in here was kind of like early in the morning, and the neighborhood looked really quiet, you know. And then we came in to eat later on in the day, and it was way different. So I had to delete the video because I realized that. And you know, realtors, if you're gonna buy a house, don't ever let the realtor show you the house in the morning. You know, the realtors always want to do their showings at 9 in the morning. I had one realtor in Ocala, this shady little lady in Ocala. She wouldn't show me the house in the evening or in the afternoon. It had to be at 9 in the morning or 10 in the morning. She wouldn't show it in the afternoon. The reason she wouldn't show it in the afternoon is because how many people are out and about and it looks trashy. So she wanted to show us the house in the morning. So be careful with realtors that want to show you houses in the morning. And in the morning there's nothing going on. All the dogs are sleeping, basically. So the reason I redid this video is because I ended up having to redo the video because the information that I gave kind of painted the neighborhood in a very positive light because it was like 9 in the morning. So if you came in here, we spend some time here in the afternoon, and it was a totally different place. So it's still a doable neighborhood. You're gonna see city stuff, you know, people driving fast. Apparently there's a neighborhood just to the west of here that is a little bit more dangerous, and they have shootings, and you'll actually hear the gunshots from that neighborhood at night on a very regular basis. Really, it's kind of more than you'd want. And again, they're not hunting deer in the middle of Montgomery, they're gangbanging. So just make self notes that in Montgomery, especially here, because this is a nice neighborhood, but it's right in the middle of the city. So and you can actually get a house here for under $80,000 that's livable. We were looking at a concrete block house in this neighborhood, just like the ones we're looking at here. Concrete block on a third of an acre, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, with a concrete block garage in the back for $80,000. But we decided to go with a house in the woods because it's just nicer to be out in the woods and to be in the city. Again, anytime you're in the city, you're going to deal with inner city stuff. So this is the Perry Hill neighborhood. I would definitely recommend it to somebody who's okay with a little bit of inner city activity. Again, it's not like living in the hood, but it's still in the middle of a city. So, and it's no different than living in Tampa. If you move to Tampa, if you move within Tampa city limits, you're gonna have to deal with the same exact thing. If you move to Orlando city limits, you're gonna deal with the same thing. But out here you have the ability to buy a nice concrete block house for less than $100,000, and that's really hard to beat, you know. But yes, I wanted to redo the video just to show you guys a more I guess I tried to paint the neighborhood in a good light, and it's a nice neighborhood, it really is, but it has a few little details that I wanted to mention. So even though we did the video, I decided just to redo it again, kind of give a more accurate description of the area. Definitely quiet overall in the daytime. You do see a lot of give me a second here, let's pass this person. Hello. Very friendly people. People here in Alabama are really friendly. Even in the city, people are friendly, and that's hard to find. Alright, here we are here. So we're south of Atlanta Highway now. We're almost to Atlanta Highway. And this neighborhood has really nice areas and areas that are kind of more active. It kind of varies from block to block, but if you consider Montgomery for affordability, you'll definitely get a killer deal on a house here. Here we go. This is kind of one of the greener, nicer looking areas of the neighborhood. And prices do jump from block to block. If you're on a more densely populated block, the prices are going to be a little higher. We're on Forest Hills in Vermont. So on the streets that are nicer, the prices could be $20,000–$30,000 higher. And then if you got stuff like, you know, abandoned houses or houses are closer together, you'll see a price drop from one block to the next here. So it kind of, you know, what particular street is on makes a difference. Like this street here, houses are kind of close to each other, so they might be on the lower end of it, but then they're on a hill, so all those little details affect price. You see a lot of people moving in and moving out in these neighborhoods too. Lots of moving trucks. Lots of moving trucks. But I love the rolling hills. So this little corner, a lot more junk outside and stuff like that. It's probably going to be on the more affordable side of that price range. big tree. Look at the size of that tree, man. That is massive. Oh, what I was gonna say earlier was you see a lot of thug personas around here, you know, individuals that got a little bit of a walk to them, you know, maybe some tattoos, maybe some baggy pants. So you do see a lot of individuals here that kind of carry that persona about them. There's a Toyota 4Runner, like I said. For some reason, these 4Runners are really popular here in Alabama. They're everywhere. But nice rolling hills. Actually, we're on top of a hill here. There's a Lincoln over here with some big rims. I wonder if I can swing around the block and show you guys that. But yeah, you will see some thugged out personas where, you know, they're trying to look tough. They got the walk to them, they got the tattoos, all that. You'll see a lot of that here. You know, they kind of drive a little aggressive and all that. You'll see a lot of that in this vicinity. I'm moving the camera a lot because we're going up and down hills, so I'm trying to keep it straight. I think I'm going to try to see if I can show you guys the other side of this road. I don't know if I can turn around somewhere. You can tell, we can see the roofs of buildings from here, from looking that way. We're on Willow Lane. And you can tell we're at a good elevation because you can see the roofs of people's houses from here. Let's go this way. I want to show you guys the other side of this street. Hopefully nobody cuts me off. Got a car coming right there. Let's see if we can swing back around here. Forest Hills. Now we're on Willow Lane. Notice how these houses are kind of up on a hill, real nice and high. Flooding is not a concern here. If these houses flood, the buildings at the bottom of the valley are going to have 60 feet of water over them. So houses are nice and high up this hill. Love the hilly terrain. Here we got a what they call a donk. It's an Oldsmobile Cutlass. Here we go. This is a real nice one. Real nice donk. Real nice old school ride. And if you look at this Lincoln up here, it's got rims too. So you see a lot of pimped out cars up here. You can see that Lincoln right there. It's got matching blue wheels. So it is the city. You see a lot of city cars. That was a pretty fresh one. That old school, it looks like a Oldsmobile. Very fresh. I'm a sucker for old school cars. And I like kind of like the way that guy had it, where it's just, you know, the nice fresh paint, big wheels, but then you stop at that, you know, leave the interior factory. I don't like when they do the color combinations. They take it too far, you know. Old school ride with some big rims, maybe some original interior if you can get it that way. That's about all you need, really. Banana trees right there. I want to slow down and let this car pass me. It's kind of, I don't like the way it's trailing me. I'm not familiar with this neighborhood, so I don't want anybody to kind of follow up on me. Well, in this neighborhood you can find houses for less than $100,000 for sure. I mean, you can find a really cute little house in here. You know, it's got an urban inner city vibe, but it doesn't have bad house, and the housing's really nice here. And
the landscape is very natural.
I love the natural settings, yeah.
Which means in the evening and even during the day, it's going to be a little bit cooler.
Yeah, it doesn't get so hot because there's so many trees. I mean, the big trees really make a difference in keeping the neighborhood cool. Kind of struggling up this hill slowly. So yeah, the trees make a massive difference. I mean, it's an older neighborhood, so the trees here are massive. You can walk, if you like walking or bike riding, this would be a really fun place to bike ride or walk because of the shade. So we're still climbing this hill. Nice elevation up here. You don't have to worry about flooding for sure. Flooding will not be a concern here. I love the neighborhood. It's got a really cool vibe. I love how they got the rocks there along the edge, big trees. I like these neighborhoods. The housing is good and affordable, and that's pretty much the biggest plus of this area. I guess the negative would be that you are still within the city. You're right in the middle of the city, so you get to see all types of city stuff going on around you. And some people are okay with that. I think people nowadays are way too sensitive. They can't see anything that's not up to their standard, and you know, and not everybody's like that, but you know, you're gonna pay a lot of money for that. So if you have sensibilities and you can afford it, that's fine. But if you can't afford it, you just deal with what you get. It's a nice neighborhood overall, but there is environment. You can kind of feel environment here and there. So that's Perry Hill, in case you're looking at Montgomery and you find a house for $80,000 and you say, wow, what a pretty neighborhood. Why is this house $80,000? It's because it's in the city. People are driving fast. People are hanging out outside all day, and well, that doesn't really help the property value of a neighborhood. And there are properties like here you can see some, since it's at the end of the hill, a lot of littering that just kind of fallen to the bottom of the hill. That's the Perry Hill neighborhood. I would definitely recommend it for somebody who doesn't have too many sensibilities of inner city activity. It's predominantly a white area, but it's kind of a little bit mixed as well. It's not 100% white, it's kind of mixed. That's it. I mean, you come out to Atlanta Highway and you got all the businesses and stuff you could ever want. I hope you guys liked the tour. Make sure you like and subscribe.